It is good to be back in North Carolina. Your Senator Kay Hagan couldn't be here, but I wanted to thank her publicly for the great work she's doing.
Senator Kay Hagan will not be attending. It's obviously her home state. Is the president worried that he is a drag on some vulnerable Democrats in this key election year?
Brianna, I think Senator Hagan's office has addressed that. I think she's here working on important business.
I think people take that as the congressional equivalent of, I can't go, I'm washing my hair.
This isn't a campaign event, Brianna. I understand, having been there, the urgent desire to turn every story 10 months out into an election story. I promise you this is not. All I can tell you is that the president is traveling to North Carolina tomorrow.
And he, in fact, traveled to North Carolina today. Senator Hagan did not. She was here in Washington, saying that there were some big votes, and there were some big votes in the Senate. But what about this? We're back with the panel. Jonah, Hagan trails 5 potential GOP rivals by a point or 2 in the latest PPP poll. It was a Democratic-leaning poll. What about the president on the road for somebody like Kay Hagan?
Right. Well, the fact that she's behind 5 different people shows that it's not the popularity of any one of her opponents. It's the unpopularity of the Democrats and of Kay Hagan that is the issue there. It seems to me it is obvious that Barack Obama is going to be a problem for red state swing district Democrats out there. We know that because of the unpopularity of Obamacare. We know that because of the polls, the fact that the generic ballot flipped and is favoring Republicans in House races. But the thing that's missing in all of this talk, and there's a lot of chatter out there about his coattails, is Barack Obama's never had coattails. In the 2010 elections, he stumped for a lot of Democrats, and it was a historic loss for the Democrats. The idea that now that his approval rating is so low, and historically approval rating of the president affects members of his own party a lot, it seems to me that at best he's neutral and probably a hindrance in a lot of places.
Juan, there was another trip to Louisiana that Senator Mary Landrieu did not attend the event there.
Right.
Are these Democrats potentially saying to the White House, hey, could we skip these states?
Could we skip these states?
Instead
Obviously
of the
not.
presidential visit here, why do it? Are you hurting us?
No, I don't think they say don't go. What they're saying is, look, there's a tremendous amount. In fact, we saw reports today about the tremendous amount of ads and attacks on Obamacare and on President Obama himself. His numbers are down. The consequence is that if you are in a close contest and you're struggling for independence, I don't think any of these folks are going to get Republicans. You really don't want to get so close to a polarizing figure that you would drive away those independents and have them see you as a surrogate for President Obama. So it's a hard-line political calculus, and the decision is, right now, it might benefit President Obama in terms of his overall strategy of saying, I'm reviving the economy, I'm focused on jobs, but it doesn't benefit a Kay Hagan, it doesn't benefit a Mary Landrieu.
New York Times today, Steve, had a big piece about how Democrats are worried about these early ads by groups funded by the Koch brothers about health care and how they're affecting Democrats in these early races.
Democrats should be worried about those ads because they're very, very effective. And they're effective because they're using the words of Democrats against them and linking them closely with President Obama on an issue where Democrats are in a distinct minority, Obamacare. They're very effective ads. I think they will continue. We will see those through Election Day. Republicans would be crazy not to harp on that, to make that the center of their campaign against Democrats going through November. You know, one word about President Obama's claim that 2014 is going to be a year of action. I mean, does anybody believe that? Does anybody believe that in Washington 2014 is going to be a year of action? You've got a president who's as unpopular as he's ever been, Democrats who are running away from him, Republicans who feel emboldened, issues that we've failed to resolve in Washington going back years.
So you're looking for big things out of the State of the Union.
there's nothing's going to happen. I mean, everybody understands that. I think if you're working for the president, it almost has to sound a little bit desperate for the president to continue to say this is going to be a year of action like it will be a self-fulfilling prophecy. Nobody thinks it's going to be a year of action because it's not. Because it's not.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a good point, but I think he has the opportunity to take more of those executive acts. I thought you would be objecting to it, Steve. So, you know, he's going to do things on his own, and he's going to make more speeches, more words. And guess what? I think he's got now more people in position at the cabinet level because of the nuclear option exercised by Democrats in the Senate that allows some of these nominations to go through both for judicial posts and for the agencies.
But a lot of things that he wants to do unilaterally, like things like do the global warming, climate change, anti-coal stuff, will hurt Democrats terribly in a lot of these, and a lot of the unilateral stuff he wants to do on Obamacare, including something that people don't talk about enough, the millions of letters are going to go out to people in the small insurance plans that are going to hit people in October, which is just going to be deadly.
There'll be a lot to talk about. That's it for the